Welcome to 843 TV. I'm your host, Will Wareham with WHHI-TV.
And I'm Joe Lee, Town Council at the Town of Port Royal. We're here at the Naval Heritage Park in Port Royal, adjacent to Rebo Road. We welcome everybody here, and we're going to have a great show.
Yep, we're going to be joined by the Chief of Police, Alan Beach, the Director of the Farmers Market, Kit Bruce, and the Chairman of the Parks and Recreation Committee, Jane Abrams. And Joe, we're standing here in front of a brand new playground featuring a Spanish Galleon that is just unbelievable. I've never seen a playground like this before.
Yeah, it's great. We just finished it, and it's just a great addition to the town of Port Royal. And we're trying to build up things here in the park that will attract people and allow all ages to come and enjoy the park. We're right in the center of everything, and it's just a great venue for people to come and enjoy. And you're going to enjoy this show because these folks have dedicated a ton of time and money to make this facility available to the public.
Yeah, we're standing here at Naval Heritage Park, which is one of 13 parks and recreation facilities in the town of Port Royal. We've got the Spanish Galleon playground behind us. We have the skate park in front of us, and this is also the location of the Saturday Farmers Market. But we've had some difficulty here recently, haven't we?
Yeah, and it's a shame. I mean, providing all these facilities, and we want people to enjoy them all day. I mean, yeah. But at night, vandalism occurs, and it's caused us to have to shut down. Many of the skateboard park, for example, is shut down right now. And it's a shame because the children after school want to come and use it. But it's just been vandalized, and we're really troubled by that. And we hope that the citizens themselves will be able to help us deal with this.
That's right. And we've got some people who are very close to these issues here. Chief of the Police is going to tell the viewers how they can participate and help police this facility. You know, I mean, if you've got parents, if you've got older, more responsible skate park users, don't be afraid to reach out and let the police department know that something wrong is going on here.
Yeah, and we can't be here all the time.
That's right.
And the cameras are not a good thing, so it takes the users to help police this. If they want to keep it open, they're going to have to do it.
It sure does. So please stick around for more 843 TV, where communities come to speak.
.843 TV, where Bluffton comes to speak.
Where Spring Island comes to speak.
Where Hilton Head Island comes to speak.
Where Beaufort comes to speak.
.843 TV,
where communities come to speak. Welcome to 843 TV. I'm now joined by Alan Beach, who's the Chief of Police here at the Port Royal Police Department. Alan, thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having us.
So, how long have you been with the Port Royal Police Department?
28 years.
Okay, and how long have you been Chief?
4 years.
4 years, okay. And how's that going so far?
Pretty well.
Yeah.
It's challenging at times, but it's really not bad.
And so you oversee about 20 or so police officers here at the town of Port Royal? 22 of us. And part of your jurisdiction is the Naval Heritage Park, where we are today.
It is.
Yeah, and we're here in the skate park. And this is a skate park that's been around for over 20 years, is that right?
20 plus years.
Yeah, and for the most part, the kids at Port Royal bring their skateboards out here, and they use it on a daily basis, is that right?
They do. After school, we get a lot of skateboarders here.
And you were telling me earlier that the people drive all the way from Charleston to come.
They do. Charleston and Savannah, they flood this place on the weekends.
Yeah, it's not too many of these around.
No, not that I'm aware of.
So what are some of the rules of the skate park?
It's just your basic, you have to wear your helmet, and you're supposed to wear all your padding, and just have some common courtesy about what you're doing. And we had some issues about bicycles in here, so we've given them specific times to come in and ride bikes.
Okay, so they've got a period of time where you can come in and bring your BMX bike and not be breaking the rules.
Exactly.
Okay. And then this stays up at night, like even when it's getting dark here earlier in the year, you've got lights on and it stays open in the dark till 8 o'clock or so, right?
We do. It's lit up. It's very bright under here, so you don't have to worry about any kind of shadows while you're skateboarding.
Right, cool. Okay, but we've had some issues here recently, is that right?
We have.
And what are some of those issues that we've been having?
Well, it's a continuing problem with graffiti and just the destruction of the skate park itself. It's made to have wear and tear, but not when you start ripping things apart and breaking boards, and so we have to close it down, and it hurts everybody for just a few people.
Yeah, and we can see some of the graffiti and vandalism right here. What are some of the fines when caught vandalizing the skate park?
It varies. It can be up to $1,090 and or 30 days. Plus you'll have a trespass notice served on you, so you won't ever be able to come back. And we've had a few fights, but not like we have had in the last few years.
Right. But the primary concern is the maintenance and the upkeep of this park. We want to make it available to everybody, right?
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes time and lots of money and volunteers.
Yeah.
The town is strapped for funds right now to have it repaired. So.
Right. And you are looking for volunteers, right?
We are. We look for volunteers all the time to help come in and once a quarter and do some painting and touch up, and they can just get up with the town hall and coordinate it. And
you mentioned the church behind us volunteered and helped paint over some of the vandalism, right?
Port Royal Baptist, they did, and they've been a good partner here recently.
Yeah. Now, so are there any plans to maybe put some surveillance cameras in here and see what's going on when nobody's here?
We do have some ideas, and we've actually deployed a few. They're temporary right now, but we're working on a permanent solution.
All right,
and we're getting real close.
Good deal. All right, so now, what would you ask children or kids who use the park, or adults whose kids use the park? What can they do to help, make sure that the park doesn't get closed, and that we're kind of policing the park as a community?
Exactly. All we ask is, the parents, if they see something, all they have to do is call us. You can do it anonymously, or if the kids see something, everybody has a cell phone now. Just pick up and dial 911. Even if it's not an emergency, the dispatcher will tell you to call a different number, and then we'll come over and address the issue. It's hard for us to address issues when it's after the fact.
Right.
We need to actually catch them.
You need to catch the people in progress. So for those of you who live in Port Royal and care about the skate park and care about the Naval Heritage Park, don't be afraid to pick up the phone and call the police if you see something that's...
Absolutely not. That's what we're here for.
That's right. And it's not just here at the skate park, but anywhere in the Naval Heritage Park or anywhere in the town of Port Royal,
exactly.
Right?
Vandalism's vandalism, no matter where you are. So I just encourage you to report it, and that way we can act on it.
And it ends up costing everybody money and time.
It does.
And so finally, with the holiday season right upon us here, we've got the golf cart parade in downtown Port Royal, in the old village. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with our viewers about just to be conscious citizens and volunteers and keep our police department aware of what's happening?
Exactly. That's all I can stress is just call us when you see something. It's not that hard. I know it's going to take a few minutes, but that's what we need. We need more eyes out there, and there's just a few of us.
And absolutely, and you can do it anonymously, right?
You don't have to leave your name.
And so the phone number's on the website, right? Is it the Town of Port Royal's website?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Chief, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
And keeping us aware of what's happening in the park. And we want to keep it open. We want to keep it available to these kids.
We do want to keep it open because the kids love it. So we do not want to see it closed.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Chief, for joining us today.
Thank you.
And thank you. And please join us for another segment of 843 TV. Welcome back to 843 TV. We are now joined by Kit Bruce, who is the market manager at the Port Royal Farmers Market. Kit, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So we're here at the Naval Heritage Park, and this is the home of the Port Royal's Farmers Market, right?
Right.
Every Saturday morning?
Every Saturday morning, year-round, rain or shine.
Every Saturday morning, year-round, rain or shine, from 9 to noon. Is that right?
That's correct.
And how long have you been doing that?
About 10 years.
And you started it, right?
That's right.
You started it in Port Royal 10 years ago. What was your motivation for starting it?
I came from Charleston, and there was not a farmer's market here, so I went to town council and asked if I found a few willing farmers, would they let me start it? And I started it on Paris Avenue with 5 vendors.
5. And now how many do you have, do you think?
About 35 at the peak.
35 vendors. And if you haven't made it, it is it's probably the best farmers market I've ever been to. You've got people selling prepared foods.
Correct.
You've got like a wood-fired pizza guy. You've got the Indian food. You've got barbecue, and then you've got your traditional produce and crafts, right?
No crafts.
No crafts.
No crafts. Everything is farm or food related.
Right. And with the kind of the evolution of the Epicurean lifestyle is really gaining steam in the last 5 or 10 years, you see this place is flooded on Saturday mornings if it's nice out, or even if it's not, right?
If it's not, it's now become a habit for our community, and everybody pretty much comes every Saturday. The same people over and over. And tourists too.
Yeah. I find myself coming out here and getting some breakfast and then kind of transitioning into lunch on
That's
a
right.
Saturday.
A lot of people take home lunch or dinner, or you can take home the Indian food frozen.
Right.
Or pierogies or Chinese dumplings.
Chinese dumplings, absolutely. And so now we're in the winter months. Has the produce or the offerings, are those limited or are those slowed down at all in the winter months?
No, not at all. That's a great question because people have the idea that it gets cold and we're not growing things in South Carolina, but we're an agricultural state. We grow broccoli, cauliflower. Right now we have citrus, which is fabulous.
Right.
Sweet oranges grown right here on St. Helena. We have shrimp, oysters.
Yes.
Mussels and clams occasionally.
Yeah, and if you haven't been, you're shucking oysters right here.
Right here. You can have oysters on the half shell every Saturday morning.
That's right. That's fantastic. Okay, and now, so, I mean, obviously we've touched on some of the advantages for shoppers who come to the farmers market, but can you share with our viewers, if they haven't been, what are some of the advantages you have for shopping at the farmers market versus the local grocery store?
Well, first of all, it's freshly picked, so it's at its peak in flavor and nutrition. That's number one.
Right.
And then you're supporting local farmers. You can meet the person who's actually growing your food, ask them when it was picked, how they grew it, what they put on it. It's a win-win situation for everybody. You can meet your friends here. It's a great community event.
You're buying it directly from the farmer, too.
That's right.
There's no middleman, there's no extra cost involved or anything like that. So now, are you looking for additional vendors to come out to the farmers market?
Right now, we are pretty full. Unless somebody has something very unique, hopefully somebody's growing something that's just a little bit different.
Right.
Other than that, we're pretty full right now.
Okay. And the skate park is open, right? Kids can go play in the skate park on Saturday mornings.
They can skate, and they can actually go to the new playground that's just been, it's getting ready to open on the 12th, actually.
Very cool.
They can go now, but.
And what a scene. I mean, we're standing under this beautiful live oak, and on Saturday mornings, there's really no better place to be, in my opinion.
It's beautiful. It really is. It's a great community event every Saturday.
So we're in December. We've got the holidays approaching very quickly. Is Santa Claus going to make an appearance at the farmers market?
He'll be here Saturday, December 12th. And you need to bring your Christmas list and your camera because you have to take the pictures. It's free, but you have to take your own pictures. So he'll be here.
All right, very good. So
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock, Saturday, December 12th, Santa Claus at the Port Royal Farmers Market. If you haven't been, we encourage you to come out here every Saturday, 9 to noon. You can get whatever you'd want for your breakfast, for your lunch, for your holiday meal. And on December 12th, you can meet Santa Claus.
That's right.
Is there anything else you'd like to share with our viewers about the Port Royal Farmers Market?
No, I just encourage everybody to come, give it a try. It's a great place to be. It really is.
And we're right here at the Naval Heritage Park, which is right off Rebo Road, right in front of the Naval Hospital. Over 35 vendors. Come check it out. Kit, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Stick around for one more segment of 843 TV. Welcome back to 843 TV. We're coming to you from Naval Heritage Park in the town of Port Royal. And I'm now joined by Jane Abrams, who is the chair of the Parks and Recreation Committee for the Town of Port Royal. Jane, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So the Parks and Recreation Commission for the Town of Port Royal is a fairly new commission, is that correct?
Yes, the town council organized it about a year ago, and there are 6 people on the commission, and we're charged with just maintenance, looking at upkeep, just going through the parks and seeing what may need to be improved or added to. And there are 13 parks in the town of Port Royal.
That's right. We're here at the Naval Heritage Park, but there are 12 others.
Yeah.
And we were talking about a few of them a minute ago. And the maintenance of the landscaping is not outsourced. It's all done by the Town of Port Royal Maintenance Department, right?
It is. And I think, if I'm correct, there are only 7 guys on that, and they do an absolutely amazing job keeping everything up to date.
Yeah, and this is a big park, but you've got some other big ones like the Sands Beach, right? I mean, is that part of the parks?
It is. What we have tried to do this year is visit every park in Port Royal and come up with maintenance solutions, maybe new ideas, like a checklist for the council of things that maybe should be done right now to each park or maybe in the future.
Right.
And at Sands, we've done some improvements there. Excuse me, there. We've started improvements at John Parker Park, and that's still in the works with that. The Shed is another park or another recreation facility, and we're trying to get pickleball started there. So we've hit all different parks, and this playground has been our project for this park, for the Naval Heritage Park.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about this beautiful new playground behind us. We've got a replica of a Spanish galleon, is that right?
Spanish galleon, yeah. In 1566, the Spanish landed over on Paris Island and had a settlement there, and this is a replica of the type of ship that they would have come in. Okay. So, yeah.
And that's you've got slides, and you've got kids playing in there right now. Whose idea was that?
The commission the town hired Philip Pinkney, who owns Just for Fun Playgrounds out of Hollywood, South Carolina. And we told him that we've seen his work, and his work is all over Beaufort County, northern Beaufort County. And we told him we wanted to use his work, but we wanted something specific. We wanted something different. We wanted something unique. And he came up with the Spanish galleon idea, and I just think it's perfect for here. This is a naval park.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, we were first settled by the Spanish. You couldn't ask for anything more. And from what I've seen in just the week, it's been, the fence has been gone. Kids just love playing in it.
Well, it certainly is unique and beautiful and functional, it looks like.
Yeah. He built it all by hand, and it was his idea and his plan. It's not a kit. Wow. And he built it on site, and very talented man.
So why, in your opinion, why is it important to have a playground here at Naval Heritage Park?
I think we felt, I know many people who have young families that come to the farmers market. Yeah. And the young kids would go over to the skate park, but that wasn't good for the skaters. It wasn't good for the little kids. Right. It was just a disaster looking to happen. Right. So we, speaking with Kit and other people, we decided a park for 4 to 10-year-olds was probably a really good idea. This way, Saturday morning, families can come. And this can be a family park for everybody.
No, absolutely. Okay, Jane, so let's talk a little bit more about this playground. It's handicap accessible, right?
Yes, it is. There are 2 handicap swings and handicap stairs, so anyone can use it.
Very cool. Yeah. And so depending on the success and how well this is received, and it looks like it's being very well received at this point, have you had any thoughts about expanding it?
Yes, I think we have decided we would start with this, see how it was accepted, see who used it, how it was taken care of, and we do have ideas in mind to expand this park. It's in the central part of Port Royal, right? Really, yeah. And so it would be nice to have a really central area with really nice recreational facilities for all ages.
Okay. And as 2015 draws to a close, is there anything on the horizon for your commission at some of the other parks?
Yeah, I think our list at John Parker Park, which is over on Casablanca over here, we've repaired the basketball courts. repaired the horseshoe pits, and what's on the horizon is a new cooking area for them, so that when they have events or barbecues or whatever, they have a nice cooking area to use over there. So that and trying to do something down at the sands also, to try to help the erosion on the beach and etc. Yeah, so
that's a challenge for the entire coastal community here in South Carolina.
It is, and it's a challenge that we are joined with the town of Beaufort, with the county, because the county owns the boat ramp.
Okay.
And all that area. So
the county owns the boat ramp at the sands, but the sands is the park under your commission.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Jane, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for all that you do for the town of Port Royal.
It's a pleasure. It's a wonderful place to live, and the commission is very excited about just making it the best we can make it.
Very cool. And thank you for watching 843 TV, where communities come to speak.